Magandang araw po sa ating lahat, sa lahat po ng ating mga subscribers at masugid nating taga-subaybay. Welcome po sa Wednesday edition ng The Stock Market Today, May 19, 2021. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Benji Chadoro. Ako po ay isang retired bank officer who started investing in the Philippine stock market in 2007. I do this report daily, which I started August of last year. I also report the latest news on your favorite and most active stocks. And if you like the content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. If you have stocks in mind that you want reviewed, please comment on the comment box and I will prioritize. Ang balita po natin ay tungkol sa new concession agreement ng Maynilad, kasama rin ang resulta ng trading sa ating Philippine Stock Exchange ngayong araw, May 19, 2021, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. Okay, let's take a look at our news item. Actually, this is an old news item. Yung nakuha ko from Business World, but there is a new disclosure by Metro Pacific kasi Metro Pacific is the mother company of Maynilad. And based on their disclosure today in the PSE, Maynilad signs a revised concession agreement with the MWSS. MWSS is the regulator of the water companies. Maynilad Water Services Inc. or Maynilad, a subsidiary of Metro Pacific Investments Corporation or MPIC, and the Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewerage System or MWSS signed on May 18, 2021 the RCA or the Revised Concession Agreement that will govern the provision of Maynilad of water and wastewater services in the west zone of the MWSS service area upon its effectivity. Among the highlights of the RCA are the following. Number 1, confirmation of the continuation of the concession period until July 31, 2037. 2, imposition of tariff freeze until December 31, 2022. So wala pong increase in water rates. Number 3, removal of corporate income tax among Maynilad's recoverable expenditures as well as the foreign currency differential adjustment. 4, capping of the annual inflation factor to 2/3 of the consumer price index. 5, imposition of rate caps of water sewerage services to 1.3 times and 1.5 times respectively of the previous standard rates. Number 6, removal of the Republic of the Philippines Letter of Undertaking of the non-interference of government in rate-setting process and limitation of the ROP's financial guarantee to cover only these loans or those loans and contracts that are existing as of the signing of the RCA. Number 7, replacement of the market-driven appropriate discount rate with a 12% nominal discount rate. And 8, retention of the rate debasing mechanism where, subject to the rate caps in item 5 above, the rates for the provision of water and wastewater services will be set at a level that will allow Maynilad to recover over the term of the concession expenditures efficiently and prudently incurred and to earn a reasonable rate of return. A copy of the RCA will be made available in Maynilad's website in the interest of transparency and for the information of all the relevant stakeholders. The principal shareholders of Maynilad include MPIC, which owns 52.8%, TMCI, which has a 25.24% stake, and Marubeni Corporation with a 20% stake. So that's it for our news item. on Maynilad. And now let's take a look at what happened to the PSE today, May 19, 2021. Okay, the PSEI gained 0.97 points or 0.02%. Not much. It's a fraction, almost, almost flat actually. Just less than a point. That's 6245.71. So support is still holding at that level, at the 6200 level. Yeah. And the sentiment is still bearish at 37.85 yung kanyang RSI. Kung titignan po natin ang market activity, 115 companies advanced, 82 declined, while 47 remained unchanged. The all-share index barely advanced at 0.14% or 5.51 points. While the sectoral indices, the industrials advanced 1.22%, and the financials also. However, the holding companies, mining, properties, and services declined, pero a fraction of a percent lang po. And yung neto po niyan is an upside of 0.02%. As for the most active stocks, let us review the following. By the way, we have a request from a subscriber, si TGBTG. Thank you, sir. Kindly include MER on your next analysis. So, unahin po natin si MER with Dito, Ali, Converge, ASEN, SM, MPI, ICT, JFC, and Pure Gold. So, let's start with MER. Okay, MER ended flat at 273.80 points. And it's generally moving sideways with the RSI a sideways number of 49.39. Kasi po ang RSI po natin ay 48 to 52, more or less sideways po yan ang movement. At kung makikita po natin yung formation ng ating indicators, yung piercing through the candlestick, sideways po ang movement ng stock, especially kung flat yung movement niya. Actually, Meralco ended flat, but may I share with you an item from BDO Nomura, which came out April 27. I gave you the technical analysis, but I'll give you the fundamental analysis side. Ang target price po ni BDO Nomura dyan is 370 pesos. Nasa 273 po ngayon ang stock, 274, no? But the target price is actually 370, or what you call an upside of about 35.1% based on 273.80 pesos. So, just to share with you a short note or a quick take from BDO Nomura, ang sabi niya, first quarter 21 core income came in at 5.1 billion, down 11% year-on-year and in line with our expectation. Note that the first quarter 20 contained 2 months with volumes at pre-pandemic levels, and this trend should support overall earnings recovery for the rest of the year. The second paragraph says that retail refund alleviates regulatory overhang on tariff setting process. MER disclosed that it has begun implementing its recently approved 13.9 billion refund to customers since March. The refund is meant to reflect the difference between the company's weighted average tariff and the Energy Regulatory Commission's approved 1.38 interim tariff granted. So I think that the prices now, yung bearish sentiment, is because of the regulatory risk on Meralco. The third item is on power generation importance set to grow moving forward. Sabi ni BDO Nomura, In their analysis, we continue to highlight MERS backward integration initiatives into power generation as a key driver for value enhancement and long-term earnings growth. Management reported that as of March 31, it has consummated its acquisition of Global Business Power Holdings. MERS acquisition of GBPC remains a value accretive in our view given its existing portfolio of about 1.1 gigawatt in generating capacity and planned additions of 1.3 gigawatt in its project development pipeline. And then finally, we have the third item, which says balance sheet remains accommodative post GBPC acquisition. The company ended the first quarter 21 with a debt equity of 1.1 times following the closed acquisition of GBPC. Meanwhile, we still expect MERS increasing EBITDA flows to support capex spending, sustain dividend payouts, and first year 21 forecast dividend yield of 5.4%. And that forecast is higher than last year's actual dividend yield of 3.2. So if you'll take a look, yung dividend yield ni Meralco is historically high, and the estimate or the target of BDO Nomura is a 5.4% dividend yield since profitable po ang company and maganda po yung pagkaka-acquire niya nung GBPC. So ang sa akin lang po is you can never go wrong with Meralco since Meralco has been there for a long while and napakaganda po ng management ng company and very profitable po siya. And in fact, based on fundamental analysis, kung paniniwalaan po natin si BDO Nomura, 370 po yung kanyang target price, which is a 35% upside from the current prices now. So let's now go to the next stock. Dito. Okay, so Dito had a bounce. 2.2 pesos or 220 yung kanyang increase to end at 984, probably because of the catalyst that President Duterte signed a 25-year fresh franchise for Dito. So na-recover po niya yung kanyang lost price, no? And it bounced at support at 760, and that's a 28.8% increase from 780 to 984. So napakalaki po ng upside ni Dito. Pero ano pa rin siya, no? Sideways po ang general movement ng stock. And then after Dito, Ali. Okay, Ali bounced at support is still holding and it ended at 31.35. Bearish po ang sentiment since our prices are below the 3 moving averages, yung 20, 50, and 100-day exponential moving average. Yung orange line po, yan po yung 20-day. Yung blue line is the 50-day and the black line is the 100-day exponential moving average. And then Converge. Okay, Converge continues to move upwards, gaining 20 centavos. It has been gaining in the past 3 days. Nag-start po yan on Friday with that support level is the line, the blue line, which is the 20-day or the 50-day exponential moving average, and that is still our support. No, nasa 18.88 na po yung support level niya, following the 50-day exponential moving average, and the resistance level that it will test will be the 20 peso level, but this is very thin since our basis is just one candlestick. Ito yung February 15 candlestick po. Pero bullish po ang stock since our indicators are below the candlesticks. That's for Converge, and then ASEN. Okay, ASEN still moving sideways, pero may net foreign buying po siya at 22.59, losing 7 centavos today to end at 6.93, but sideways small movement with RSI confirming that at 46. And then after ASEN, SM. SM had a red candlestick today, losing 3 pesos. 924 yung closing po niya. But support is holding at 910.50 to 910.60. Bearish po ang sentiment as the RSI is at 40 pesos or 40. Pagka 50 po, midpoint po yun. So, next is MPI. Ito po yung kanyang affiliate is BELLWETHER. Naku, nag-decline siya at 360, losing 15 centavos. But and the sentiment is bearish as RSI is at 37.40. But support po is holding at that level also. Yan po yung support level niya, 30.50 to 30.60. And then after MPI, ICT, one of my favorite stocks. ICT continues to consolidate, ending at 140 pesos, gaining 10 centavos. And the sentiment is bullish as the moving averages are below our candlesticks. RSI is also bullish at 68 kasi nag-overbought na po ito eh. Pero from the formation of the candlestick, it is consolidating. And then JFC. Okay, JFC had a bounce, gaining 7 pesos and 70 centavos. The previous day's closing price was at 167.30. Malaki po yung gain niya at 460. Pero in reality, nasa nag-sideways movement pa po yung JFC since yung ating indicators are piercing through the candlesticks. And then finally, Pure Gold. Okay, Pure Gold continues to move upwards and it has reached the EMA 20, which is now at 35.21. Pero Pure Gold ended at 35 pesos, gaining 40 centavos. So probably the trend is changing because 3 successive green candlesticks na po ito, but the sentiment is still bearish as our indicators are still above the candlesticks. Tabakan po natin ang mga susunod na araw po dito. Ang actual, kung fundamental analysis po ang ating pag-uusapan, ay ang tunay na presyo niya ay 54 pesos. So napakalaki po ng upside for Pure Gold. Yan po ang ating stock market report ngayong araw, May 19, 2021. Miyerkules, ito po si Benji Chidoro nagpapaalala, mag-ingat sa COVID at sa mga scam. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa ating mga subscribers sa inyong pagtangkilik, sa lahat po ng nag-review. Hanggang sa muli, God bless and bye for now.